thanks to the support as a channel member, LE. It's taken me the best part of a season, but thanks to some very heavy help from the comment section and a bit of Googling, I think I've finally figured out the designated player general allocation money thing, and we should be able to bring in some proper good players now. And to celebrate, here are a bunch of proper good players that are going to be joining us once the transfer window reopens on the 7th of July. So you'll meet them in the next episode. But we've done lots of shenanigans around. They're all players who would want to be designated players. But what we've done is, and I'll hopefully be able to show you tomorrow by actually doing another one. We take some of our general allocation money, and as we're offering them the contract, we buy down their contract. It's not something the game seems to want to let me do afterwards. That's why Unlove is still showing as a designated player. But I think I now know how to trade in and out. And as you can see, there's quite a lot coming in. I hope I can register them all in the squad. If not, we'll just bin some off because we've been doing a little bit more trading in the meantime. From what I can tell, the trade window never closes, but the transfer window is closed. But we've been able to get rid of Freddie Flores, who wasn't very good on the left-hand side, although he's been much better for San Jose Earthquakes, as you can see on there. And we've brought in this guy, Connor North, who's also not brilliant, but I think he's an upgrade on Flores, who we had in there before. And there's been a little bit more similar kind of shenanigans. So we've got rid of our backup goalkeeper, brought in a different backup goalkeeper. So we're doing the odd trade here and there, which I think is generally becoming a profitable endeavour for us. Our bank balance is constantly increasing. We've got £32 million of general allocation money, even though we've invested loads of it in bringing in all these players who are going to be on. I mean, these are basically all going to be minimum contributions to the salary cap, but yeah, they're going to be earning over designated player level. It's all very exciting. I just hope we don't get caught in the registration confusion. We're allowed a maximum of 11 internationals. We've only got 7, so that's not going to be a problem. The one thing I still don't fully understand is off-budget players. I assume all of these where I've overpaid with general allocation, I've got a feeling that's going to be an off-budget player. So we've already got 9 of the 10 that we're allowed. I don't know if that's a thing we can trade for to get more off-budget players in. Otherwise, we might have a problem. Although the fact it talks about, I need to work out what that means. Maybe that's not a thing. I mean, we're well within our salary cap at the moment, and that's the main thing. Let's play a football match, shall we? Because the reason I've come back now is because we have a couple of very big matches. I'm going to show you DC United and Chicago Fire because they are 2 matches against teams who are very much the best teams in our conference, and we have fallen off the pace a little bit in recent matches just with some generally inconsistent form. On our day we can be very good, but we're also capable of losing to the Philadelphia Union, as we've seen in our previous match. So we're currently 11 points behind Chicago, although we do have a game in hand over them. We're 10 points behind DC United, but we have 2 games in hand on them. So it's not outside the realms of possibility that we have a late charge up the supporters' shield, which currently we're very much mid-table in that, but also solidly on course for making it into the playoffs and having that chance of winning the MLS Cup. And I'm slowly but surely starting to feel like I understand this league after a year here. All you people with no faith telling me I should go to Mexico, I'm figuring the MLS out. And actually, unless everything I've just explained is wrong and I'm about to be laughed at tomorrow when I try and reveal my new players, I actually think it's not as complicated as I first thought. But in the meantime, let's win a football match. So we've got Yamoa in goal, a back 4 of Prencha, Contreras, Deluli and Ordaz, Aska and Runnison in midfield, Velez, Estevez and Kim behind Kurt Villakazi up front. And Villakazi is just won MLS Player of the Month. He has he's been in quite good form. Now he is our recognised main striker and effectively only striker at the moment. Davies has now left the club and gone to Monterrey. So we're waiting for a new striker to come in July. So if we were to pick up an injury to Villakazi, that wouldn't be ideal because we'd have to go a few matches with, I guess I could play up front maybe. I mean, Velez could play up front. Velez played a lot of last season. Was he in Colombia? I think he's Colombian. He played a lot as a striker previously and has got quite a good goal scoring record, and we could bring New Boy North in to play on the left-hand side. But it's not something we want to have to do. With Vilakazi in the form that he's in, obviously we want to keep him in the team, keep him scoring, and have him fire us up this league table, because I am ever so slightly concerned looking behind us, knowing that we're only 6 points clear of the position we finished in last year, where we'd miss out on the playoffs. And I know we're going to be massively strengthening in July, which is only a few weeks away once the window opens. And fingers crossed, we should have a very strong end to the season and a pretty good chance in the MLS Cup, I'd like to think. But we only need a couple of bad results. And obviously this is a tough run of matches against the best teams in the league now. We only need a couple of bad results while other teams around us win. And all of a sudden we're looking over our shoulders rather than looking longingly at the promised land, and that would not be ideal. And DC United very comfortably knocking the ball around us at the moment. I mean, you can tell that they're one of the best teams in the league, and yeah, I mean, that's a very good goal. They built it from very deep, lots of touches, and we never really got close to winning the ball back off of them at any point during that move, which is an awfully long way from ideal. I'm going to offer some encouragement to the boys. I mean, match stats wise, you know, we're fairly evenly matched at the moment. We've actually had more of the possession, a lot more of the possession. They seem content with their flat back seven to let us have the ball. And I guess they just took it off us for that move and hit us with a counter-attack, although it was the slowest counter-attack in history. But when they want to have the ball, they've just shown they can keep it, but they don't seem to want it very much. Contreras from range. That's what we're paying him £60,000 a week for, boys and girls. That was an absurd attempt at doing a football goal. But Deluli solidly winning the header, nods it down to Estevez, and now we are trying to build out of midfield. And there is Kurt Vilakazi back to goal, going to look to release Velez, who finally gets himself back onside, gives it back to Vilakazi. Vilakazi to Asker, and now Runnison, with three defensive midfielders coming in July, we'll actually be able to start playing Asker at centre-back again, which will be a luxury. But there's Vilakazi, that's bread and butter for him. And I don't quite know how he's managed to miss. Inside the 6-yard box, free header, he scores that 99 times out of 100, and it might just be one of those days. I mean, you can tell by the XG that everybody expecting Kurt Vilakazi to score a goal there, and unfortunately, he's just not able to make a proper contact with it, and he had a sad face. Oh, he's got his sad face on again. He's anxious. I mean, he wants to be. I'm going to have a word with him at half-time. What's he doing missing that? He's 6'23" or whatever he is. You should be scoring there. Right, we're going attacking, and we're going to demand more. We've got a corner. It's Velez to hit the in-swinger. Looking for Asker at the far post. He's been fouled, surely. Surely that's a penalty kick. I think it is a penalty kick. And we do have an opportunity to get ourselves back into this match, unless the ref is about to screw me over through VAR. We are awarded the penalty, and this is our opportunity to get ourselves back into the game. I can't see a number. It's Estevez who's going to be stepping up and taking it, and Estevez scores, and we can probably drop back to our positive mentality now. I don't even think my demand more shout had gone through, so we've now equalised against the best team in the league, and now I'm demanding more. You were all right when we were losing, boss. Shut up and do a football. That's management. I mean, we've been the better team. Look at the state of our XG, and I know we've had a missed sitter and a penalty, but we're actually outplaying them. And we're having more of the ball. We're creating more chances. We're creating more good chances. And that was another big miss there. And at the moment, I think DC United aren't going to be that upset if they end up coming away with this 1-1 draw. Knowing how our luck has been, they'll probably grab a late winner, and I'll be very, very upset. But there's another cross to Vilakazi. It's a much harder one than the first one. He had to crane his neck around like a flamingo there, and unfortunately wasn't able to direct it goalwards. If anything, headed it too firmly back across goal. But it does feel like a breakthrough is coming, or it's one of those annoying moments that you have where you dominate large portions of the match but don't capitalise on it and then get hit with the sucker punch later on. It's going to be Velez with another corner into the near post. Asker is there but can't make contact, and it comes back to Runnison. Velez is in behind again, squares it across, cuts it back for Asker, who wallops it, and it's taken a big deflection, and it's behind for another corner. We are knocking on the door. Velez is going to whip one in again. Vilakazi is lurking at the near post. We've gone for Asker though, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper, and it feels like we're going to score from one of these corners eventually, surely. Oh my word. 3.09 now for our XG. It's becoming frustrating that we're not yet winning this football match. Right, Asker is going to come off. We'll shuffle. Asker's shattered, so we're going to shuffle things around in midfield. Goodness me, do we need midfielders? That's why we're signing so many of them. Yeah, we'll do that. And this is the problem we've got. As the game goes on, we start weakening the team. I mean, Blake Goldman is not very good. Deluli is not ideal out at right back, although to be fair, neither is Ordaz. North, I've never tried playing on the right. We've played him once before and it was on the left. And now we've got more tired legs. Right. We shuffle. And at this point, with the substitutions we've had to make through tiredness, I'd be happy with the 1-1 as well. I think, which seems mad when you look at the match stats, but if we didn't score when we were dominating with our best team on the pitch, now I'll be happy just to not concede late on. We've got 30 seconds left. We've got the ball with a free kick in our own half. I imagine DC United are about to score because I've played FM24 before. It's Mejia in midfield and he has got a lot of room to run into here and there's options for him. Mundezi is in and scores his first ever goal for Charlotte in the 93rd minute. And I mean, it's no less than we deserved, but we absolutely didn't expect it. And it's two of the substitutions that I was complaining about have combined and they've just let him run through them. And they've left him completely unmarked. And it's a lovely finish. I mean, we deserved the win, but I absolutely did not expect to get it in that manner. Big thumbs. Right, we're going to play the in-betweeny match against St. Louis off camera, and then we'll be back for Chicago, who are the other really good team in this league. Well, we comfortably won our in-betweeny game against St. Louis, which means we go into this game against Chicago, only 9 points behind them, still with a game in hand, and looking much stronger than we were previously. Chicago, by the way, play at a place called Soldier Field, which is in Chicago, specifically right next to this rather large lake, which I don't really understand why they're considered two different lakes where they clearly join together at the top there. If anything, I'd call it a sea. All of this, that's a sea. That's not a lake. That's mad that you're calling that a lake. But let's have a little look at Soldier Field, which looks like a football stadium, which is no roof on it though. So maybe it's not. Is that yachts parked there? I mean, this you don't get a lot of yachts next to football stadiums in England, do you? I thought Chicago was like in the north of America and really cold. What are they doing with no roof and a load of yachts? Let's have a look inside this place. I mean, it does look fancy, doesn't it? I assume this is made for Nuffle rather than for... do they have a bunch of Nuffle scufflers in Chicago? Probably. Looks like a jolly nice stadium, though. Let's have a little look outside and see what we can see. We're going to drop down here because, see, it doesn't look very warm, does it? Is that the stadium? That looks very fancy. If they're the stadium, well, that must be just in front of the stadium, surely. I wanted to see the yachts. I don't think we're going to see the yachts. Hold on. I'm going to try and drop myself down. I need to know if that wall is part of the stadium. Is that actually the stadium? That's bananas, if that's the stadium. Well, there you go. This seems like, I mean, they look like entrance gates. I don't think this is a purpose-built football stadium, is it? With a facade like that. Let's look at it from the other side. If we go around to this road and have a look at it. Yeah, this is... I mean, it looks like it's still being built, but at the same time, looks really old. I need people to explain the history of Soldier Field to me. See, it looks sunny this side of the stadium. They want to park the yachts this side. This is the team we're sending there to try and pick up another win. It is unchanged from the last match you saw, although we have made another trade. Felix Caputo has come in to give us some more depth on the left-hand side. I'm loving trading. I basically leave my director of football to arrange all the trades and I just have final sign-off on them. And my general rule of thumb is if he's bringing somebody in, I'll almost certainly let them come in because they're not costing me anything. And if they're rubbish, I can trade them away again. If they're outgoing trades, I want general allocation money and bags of it because I can then use that on expensive players to do my own transfers. It's my system. and it does seem to be working. So I don't know if you're ever going to see Caputo play or if he's just been brought in for some trade fodder. We got him and an international slot for 2 years in exchange for a bunch of draft picks that we don't want, and now we can then trade him out again, get some more general allocation money in, and use that to get a proper player. So I'm starting to outsmart the AI, I think. Unfortunately, the AI is outsmarting me on the football pitch, and 2 minutes in, we're already losing. I mean, to be fair, we're away from home against the team who are top of the league. We do kind of expect to lose this one, even more so now Velez has picked up an injury because he is one of our best players. Lenning is going to come on and play on that left-hand side. I mean, that's the thing with this Caputo guy. He's like the 4th choice left winger we've got. But you know, you never know. He might get a run out eventually. There's Kim on the right, finds Daluli, and it falls to Ordaz, who, I mean, he is like a 1.5-star right back. He is definitely getting replaced as soon as the transfer window opens. But for now, he's very much enjoying a little bit of a run in the team. And Lenning, with the corner, it's a decent corner as well. Asker, unfortunately, not able to keep his header down. But I do feel like we've got to score from a corner in this episode. I guess we won the penalty from a corner in the last match, but we just seem to be creating so many chances from the corners. But for whatever reason, we're not capitalising them. And Asker's 6'4", Vilakazi's 6'4". Daluli used to score from corners for fun when we were at Stellenbosch. So I don't really understand why we're not scoring from them as much as we have done previously. But that's looked like a foul. Kim was brought down, but it falls to Lenning, and Lenning sticks it into the top corner anyway. It's his first goal for the club. It's 1-1, and it had been coming. We were threatening, and I do think we potentially should have won a penalty here. That looks like a foul to me. But Daluli keeps the ball moving forward, and Lenning, completely unmarked at that far post, and pops it into that top corner. And once again, as you saw against DC United, as we've just seen against St. Louis in the in-betweeny match, we are the better team. We're playing well, and this is before our new boys have arrived. So I just hope I don't wreck the squad with new boys. But Estevez turns, lays it off to Lenning, looking for that deep cross for Kurt Vilakazi! Oh, don't mess me around, referee. Let Big Kurt have one of his trademark goals. Come on, ref. Don't be a swine. The ref's not a swine. This is what Kurt Vilakazi does. This is why we love him so much. How deep into this Pentagon is Kurt Vilakazi going to come? He's still only 20 years old. He's already won the African Champions League. He's going to win the North American Champions League with Charlotte eventually. And then do we take him off to Argentina or Brazil or wherever he end up next? Is he going to develop enough to come with us? Will he one day be turning out for us in Europe? Wouldn't that be a thing? Asker gives the ball away. I mean, he's a centre-back playing in midfield. You shouldn't be getting past him that easily, but Yamoa demonstrating why he is the best goalkeeper in MLS. Very strong wrists there, pushing it around the post. Excellent save, and it remains 2-1, although they're trying a shenanigans corner, and we know we're powerless to stop a shenanigans corner unless they absolutely balls it up like they just have, although I guess the move is still going. It's all part of their plan. They know what they're doing, and Ordaz once again demonstrating why he's the greatest right back in history. He's never going to get replaced. What a hero he is. So as it stands, we move up to 4th place in our conference, and we're only 6 points behind top of the table Chicago with a game in hand on them. There's still teams above us. We've got 2 games in hand over. Columbus Crew, we have 2 games in hand over. We're in the title race for winning the Eastern Conference. I don't know how many matches we play, because it's very confusing. So I assume we're about halfway through the season. We might be a little more, we might be a little less. But with reinforcements coming in the next couple of weeks, I think we can win our conference. And ultimately, I don't really care if we do or not. I want to win the MLS Cup, or at the very least, I don't really care about that. I want to do enough to qualify for the Champions League, which I think qualification for that is through the Supporters' Shield. I think you have to be top 3 in the Supporters' Shield, or get to the MLS Cup final, or through one of the other cups. Lenning scored again. We are on fire at the moment, boys and girls. Pun intended, because they're called Chicago Fire. For those of you, I don't think I've said that in the episode. So if you're not as much of an MLS expert as I am, you might not have realised. But you know, I know my MLS. I am an American football expert. not an expert in American football, an expert in football played in America. I still don't know anything about Nuffling, but I do know about this. I figured it out. I'm a handsome genius. Look at me go. Let's make some substitutions. I can't believe the amount of comments I've had, Kev, just go to Mexico. We've persisted. We've figured it out. And now we're going to have glory in the MLS. And not only that, I think even more impressive than the fact we're doing well on the pitch is that I think I figured it out off the pitch as well. We'll find out for sure tomorrow. Oh, what the hell? It's £60,000 a week that man's earning. How is that a mistake by Yamoa? That is one of the harshest own goals I've ever seen. Because that's clearly Contreras who's done that. Oh, Gordon Bennett. That might be the worst goal I've ever conceded on Football Manager. I'm doing my I'm so great speech and they've gone and done that. What a pair of clowns. Two of our most important players as well. Never forget you are still in the MLS and stuff like that will still happen. It's ridiculous. Right. Just hold on now, chaps, because I'll be quite upset if we throw this away when we were doing so well. Now's a good time to score the corner. Contreras could have made it up to me. It falls back to Mejia again, who, of course, instrumental in that previous game. Vargas. I mean, the fact Kerwin Vargas is scoring a goal. He is actively somebody I'm trying to get out of the club. And he's just scored an incredibly important goal for us. So it just shows how well we're playing. Everybody's up for it. We're going to win the league. Chicago are off the top. Here we go, boys and girls. Charlotte FC are the greatest team in the history of MLS, and we're going to demonstrate it over the course of the next couple of episodes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to all these lovely Patreon people. I figured out how to add the Patreon thing back in again after my computer was rebuilt. And thank you very much for watching.